This is Chapter 5, Section 2. It's Learning Plan 3-5.2. We're going to add and subtract polynomials. But to do that, we need to figure out what a polynomial is. First of all, a term is a number, a variable, or a product or a quotient of a number, and one or more variables raised to a power. So here is the constant, here is the variable. Here's the constant, here's the variable, here's the power. Here's the variable, here's the power, and the constant is kind of disguised here. The constant is actually 1/2. This whole thing is the constant. -7 is the constant, variable, power. Constant, 2 variables, power. Here the constant is 5/3, the variable and the power, and here is just a constant term. The constant is called the numerical coefficient, or just the coefficient. If you have 2 or more of these together, you have a polynomial, many-named thing. Okay, so this is a polynomial of 2 terms. This is a polynomial of 3 terms. This is a polynomial of just 1 term. Now, this is not a polynomial because it's to the negative power. This is not a polynomial because it's underneath the radical. And this is not a polynomial because it's in the denominator. When we write polynomials, we write them in descending powers. This is 5, 2, 1, and then this is actually x to the 0th. The leading term is the first one. The leading coefficient in this case is 1. If a polynomial in a single variable is written in descending power of that variable, the degree will be the degree of the leading term. Or in other words, this is a 5th degree polynomial. So let's write this polynomial in descending powers. Z to the 5th is the highest power, minus 3z to the 4th. I had to put the negative sign in there because that term has a negative sign. Plus 2z cubed minus 6z. Then it's in descending power. You do this one. Okay, so negative 2x to the 5th minus 2x to the 3rd plus 4x squared. Notice the powers are getting smaller. Minus x plus 7. You leave the constant term till the end. Okay? You do this one. Negative x to the 8th minus 23x to the 5th plus 50x minus 32. Now that is letter A. Some polynomials have specific names. A trinomial has 3 terms. A binomial has 2 terms. And a monomial has 1 term. So here's a bunch of monomials. Here's 3 binomials. Here's some trinomials. And notice this one is 4 terms long. We just call it a polynomial. This one is 5 terms long. We just call it a polynomial. Okay, this is 2 terms long. Notice they're separated by plus or minus signs, so this would be a binomial. This is just 1 term long, so it's monomial. Three terms long. separated by plus signs, and so this would be a trinomial. How about this one? Also give its degree. The degree is the highest power, 3. It's 3 terms long, so it's a trinomial of degree 3. Sometimes we can add and subtract polynomials, but not all the time, because you can only add and subtract them if they are like terms. Z to the fourth, Z to the fourth, X to the fourth, X to the fourth. I like to write them in alphabetical order, so I'm going to combine these two. Negative 9x to the fourth, add 3x to the fourth, I'm up to negative 6x to the fourth. 2z plus another z to the fourth is plus 3z to the fourth. 3t and negative 4t, 4r, and negative 8r. Negative 4r, I like to write them in alphabetical order, minus t. Now I could put the 1 there, but we don't put down the coefficient if the coefficient is 1, and we don't put down the power if the power is 1. This one, we have to check to see that these two are like terms, and these two are like terms. Which one do we write first? I think the x cubed z squared will go first. Negative 3 plus 12 is 9 x cubed z squared. Notice we don't change the variables. Plus 13 x squared z. You do this one. All right, we've got some p's. 3p plus 1 more p is 4p to the third, minus 2q and minus 5 more q is minus 7q. Negative x plus 4 is 3x squared t. 3 minus 7 is negative 4x t squared. This one, these two are like terms. 2 and 6 makes 8 x cubed minus 5x plus 11. Notice you can't combine those other terms, and so this will be our answer written in decreasing powers. So then when we add polynomials, we just combine like terms. Here's a set of polynomials that we can combine like terms. Negative 5 plus 8 is 3p cubed. 6 minus 12 is negative 12p squared. We can also add them vertically. Negative 6 plus 8 is 2r to the fifth. 2 minus 2 is, these just cancel out. I could write 0r cubed, but if there's 0 is the coefficient, we just ignore that term. Negative r squared plus 5r squared is plus 4r squared. How about this one? Well, if you notice, there's just one x cubed. There's 7 minus 3x squareds is plus 4x squareds. Minus 9x plus 4 minus 5 is minus 1. So this is 4 terms long. Okay, next one. Now we have to add, or sometimes we can also subtract polynomials. Let's see how we would do the first one here, which is an addition. Okay, well, we find the like terms first. A to the 5th, 7 plus 3 more, makes 10, a to the 5th. Negative 7 minus 8 more is minus 15, a to the 4th. Here we are going to just add them vertically. 5, negative 5 plus 10 is positive 5, m to the 3rd. Negative 8 plus 10 is plus 2, m. Negative 3 plus 8 is plus 5. Subtracting polynomials then, notice this subtraction sign applies to each part. So it'll be p to the 4th minus 3p to the 4th is negative 2p to the 4th. P cubed minus 5p cubed is minus 4p cubed. 5 minus 2 is 3. Remember to subtract here. So 2 minus 4 is negative 2k cubed. This negative sign applies here too. So negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9k squared. Negative 2 minus negative 5 is the same as plus 5, which is plus 3k. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. You do this one. Notice, apply the negative sign to each part. 2 minus 8 is negative 6y squared. Negative 7 minus negative 2 is the same as plus 2, so that'll be minus 5y. Negative 4 minus 10 is negative 14. For this one, remember the negative sign applies all the way across, so negative 5 minus 10 is negative 15 z squared. Negative 8 minus 2 is 6z. 4 minus negative 7 is the same as plus 7 is plus 11.